Righty-ho. I don't know what the ingredient was yesterday. Maybe it was just another magnificent 8 hours sleep. But I feel totally, utterly focused, energized, and it's time to really launch. Exactly what is always the question. It's always connected. It's always the same. But all it is really, see, even just saying the stuff, it's actually about appetites, but appetites for everything, absolutely everything. The one appetite I have that I'm mindful of, although it's not an appetite, I've not had a television for 25 years. I started to just jot things online about 4 years ago actually, to keep a chronicle record of my life if my tragically esteemed I don't use a certain word, estranged, if my lost daughter, there is no judgment, there is no fault, it's just a tragic. Anyway, particularly in the spring of 2020, I don't think I really used online before then very much at all. Oh, I did in 2010-11, but that has been put on hold aside. Just keeping a record, just having some of Lost Dad there spring 2020. And the most important thing is, and I haven't been able to do it the last few months, or last couple of months, is if you let go and you're on the cliff edge, the writing improves. It becomes creative. Anyway, there we go. Waffle. Yeah, appetites. It's appetites. Every single person that walks past here, virtually, is displaying an appetite for, I have to look in a certain way. Almost every vehicle, it's all appetites. The stuff is actually appetites. The only waste of resources I do is there are 50 gigabytes of video online, and I know that takes energy to keep it there in the network. But the only reason I do that, although it hasn't worked, is because I was aware 4 or 5 years ago that I'd brilliantly, in my own way, gradually so reduced my appetites for anything. Appetites for attention, appetites for self-expression. Self-expression, I mean, it really does come down to, I'm afraid, and this is, terribly unpopular to say so, but in good old Chairman Mao's time, who was an inadvertent baddie, and he was responsible ultimately for the death of millions of people. So I don't worship any of these people. I'm only interested in tomorrow. But in good old in Maoist time, even Stalinist, it's like, and ditto Stalin. I'm motivated, actually. Yesterday I was looking at something and I saw that there's a spanner showing there, but it often shows. Bernie Sanders is pro the Israel attacking Gaza. It's like, what? There is no hope. If I had been in America 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and had the vote I would have voted Bernie. But what? So that's who he really was all along? No. There is no hope. The only hope is to begin to reframe who we are, where we've ended up. And that hope could not come to fruition for 5, 10, 15 years. That's my only interest. As of 4 or 5 years ago, I realised, but it was 10 years ago actually, that I'd dealt with all my own appetites. And appetites is like going to be misinterpreted, but all needs, basically ego, all needs to blah, 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 blah. Right, I've kind of dealt with that in my previous stuff. But, yes, a kind of simpler, more uniform clothing can be mass-produced in an environmentally economical way. Perhaps we need a new word for things that we need which have as little footprint as possible, and that does have to be mass production. But yes, every single person here, they're so into self-expression, and that is not compatible with, I mean, this shirt I have, this has got a hole in it here. I've had this shirt, I think, for at least 30 years. Okay, I bought it, and when I splurged on a load of stuff in my 20s and didn't really like it when I got it home, so I kept it stowed away for probably 20 years. And now I'm gradually running low on everything. But, so that's slightly cheating, but nevertheless, it's like, this is 30 years. It's not like, oh wow, it's vintage. I'm expressing hipsterism or whatever you want to call it ism. No, it's just like, I care about my appearance only that it must be just about alright and not kind of trampish. Because I want to, or rather I have been, trying to deal with people. Anyway, end of. Forget this. Action stations. Well, it's not forget it. I've got to do it.